Good afternoon and welcome everybody to our first ever virtual career services career fair. My name is Marzena Ermler and I'm a career coach and manager of the career services at the New York Public Library. And it's my great pleasure to welcome all the participants and the fantastic team of Workforce1 centers from 5 boroughs of New York City who have assembled an impressive list of job opportunities for all of the participants. I'm going to just very briefly tell you a little bit about what we have in store for you today. So can we go to the next slide, the agenda for today? Thank you. In terms of logistics, we have, like I said, 17 presenters from various workforce career centers of our New York City 5 boroughs. Before they start speaking and presenting their jobs, I will also ask Ulysses Grosso, who is the Community Partner Director for Manhattan and Staten Island, to tell you about the workforce centers, how they operate, how you can apply for jobs, what programs you can get through the workforce centers in New York City's boroughs. And I also will tell you a little bit about career services at the New York Public Library, so you can also understand how you can utilize our offerings. The session today is recorded for you, and everybody who has signed up and everybody who is participating today as a job seeker will get the recording of the session plus the list of jobs that will be presented to you. So you don't have to struggle to make notes. Also, the fantastic NYPL team behind the scenes is going to share links with the list of jobs, so you can take a look at them as presenters are talking about them. So hopefully that will be also easy for you to find in the Q&A, in the chat. We are also beaming this presentation to YouTube. So some of you might be looking at the presentation from YouTube. So no worries, you can still ask questions. So we have one of the staff members from NYPL monitoring that channel as well. I want to, before I ask Ulysses to take over, I just wanted to thank again the fantastic Workforce1 team and also the NYPL team. We have Serena Rakauer, Dave, and of course right now I don't remember Dave's name, of running the Zoom program for us. We have the career services team, Kathy, Nancy, Gabi, Luisa, and Jessica behind the scenes helping us with today's recording, with today's questions, etc. So now I would like Ulysses to tell us about the Workforce1 centers and their programs. Next slide, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ulysses Grosso. I'm the Community Partner Director for the Borough of Staten Island and Manhattan. And I want to thank the New York Public Library for having us here today and working with us jointly to assist New York City residents with employment and training. During these difficult times with COVID and challenging times with frustration and social justice, we have been working remotely to continue to assist New York City residents in the pockets that need it the most. And our colleagues throughout the system have done a great job. And today, we're happy that you are going to hear information on how you can obtain work and how you can obtain a training if you need that. And all the Workforce1 career centers always are at no cost. I want to mention first, how is it that we sign up? As you can see, there's a Workforce1 link. If you go to that link, you can see the jobs, and you can also find the online registration form to sign up to the Workforce1 Career Centers, or you can call your center in any borough, and a staff member will get back to you and engage you for employment and training. And I think it's important to know that everyone that's going to talk today in all the 5 boroughs, my colleagues here are very experienced, have a lot of information, and will be able hopefully to answer your questions and assist you with your immediate needs. Lastly, I want to talk about our Workforce1 HHA training, which, as we know, for during the COVID crisis, the current crisis, we are in need of HHAs. So we are offering HHA trainings for people who want to become home attendants in the 5 boroughs as well. And you can also find it in that Workforce1 link, and it will take you there to the home health aid training program slide. So again, I want to thank all of NYPL who have been partners for many years with all the boroughs in the city. We're happy to be here today. You're going to get a lot of information, and we want this to be something where not only do you get information, but that you engage the centers after to reach whatever your immediate goal is. So thank you very much again, everyone, for having us, and please stay safe.
Thank you so much, Ulysses. So very briefly from NYPL, before we start the proper presentation, you can also visit us virtually. NYPL is working virtually from the beginning of the shutting down of New York City. You can get a library card. It's a virtual library card. If you live in New York State, you can get a New York Public Library card. We have a business center that helps entrepreneurs with finding vital information if they want to grow or if they want to establish their businesses. We have a team of business librarians working on different questions for you. You can create an appointment and work with them on whatever business questions you need. Also, the business library hosts a variety of events like today's event, events for entrepreneurs, job seekers, people who want to increase their knowledge about financial topics. We have also virtual financial coaching, so you can work with a coach to help you with your savings or credit card issues. So that's also available from home virtually. And then career services, we have virtual offerings. And if we could go to the next slide, please. Virtual offerings that consist of many different aspects of job search. So we can work with the resilience or career coach. It's a completely free resource. Career coaches can help you with preparing your resumes, cover letters, job applications, preparing you for interviews, and many other aspects of job search. And also a new service for us is resilience coaching. In these difficult times, resilience coaches can help you to create a plan of moving forward. We also have available databases which you can access from home with a library card. You can get training on various computer applications, find out more information about companies that you might be interested in applying for. We also create resources directory of interesting and topical information for the current COVID time, pandemic time. Like I said, we provide webinars like this one for job seekers. So that was just a quick infomercial about our career services offerings. And if we could now go to the next slide, I would like now properly introduce the Workforce1 centers. The first one is the Bronx Workforce1 Center, representing also Fordham and Hunts Point. Will be speaking to you Adrian Palling, who is the Manager of Community Partnerships and Special Initiatives. Take it away, Adrian.
Good afternoon, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Adrian Palling. I'm the Borough Manager of Community Partnerships for the Bronx Workforce1 Centers. As folks may know, there are 3 Workforce1 career centers in the Bronx. The Fordham Road Workforce1, which is the biggest in the Bronx, that's on Fordham and Webster. The Hunts Point Workforce1, which is on Southern Boulevard in Hunts Point. And then the West Farms Workforce1, which caters to young adults between the ages of 18 and 24. So today I'm going to be covering some employment opportunities coming out of the Fordham and Hunts Point Workforce1. And then Mr. Gary Smalls will be covering the West Farms Workforce1 and a couple opportunities from that career center. Just a quick note that these are just a couple opportunities, a couple unique opportunities or quick turnaround opportunities where the employer is looking to hire immediately. These are not all the employment opportunities we have. We have a lot more. The Bronx Workforce1s primarily focus on social service opportunities, maintenance opportunities, security opportunities, some education opportunities, and some retail opportunities. So if folks aren't interested in those industries in the Bronx and don't see any of those positions being presented today, they could reach out to myself or Gary in the Bronx for those specific industries. So the first opportunity that we're going to cover today is Rent-A-Center. Rent-A-Center is currently looking for customer account representatives. And this is really a multi-function role. One role is customer service, so engaging candidates in the store, connecting them to the different computers and furniture that they have at the Rent-A-Center. The second part of the role would be account management, so dealing with folks' accounts, making sure that they're paying their bill, handling any logistics that they may have with their account, using a POS, a point of sale system. The third part of the role is a delivery person. So it's one role that it's customer account representative, but it really is an all-around role where a person would be working in the store, working on the phone, and also assisting with deliveries. This position pays $16 to $19 an hour. We work with a variety of different Rent-A-Centers throughout the Bronx. So there's a few different Rent-A-Centers that are currently hiring for this position immediately. Some of the requirements are high school diploma is required for this position, 1 to 2 years customer service experience. Candidates must be at least 19 years or older. And lastly, candidates must have a valid New York State driver's license with a good driving record, since this position, as mentioned, requires some delivery. So if folks are interested in that position, please just send me an email and then we'll follow up. Another position that we're currently recruiting for, which is a unique opportunity that we have that is really a career-driven opportunity in maintenance. This is a full-time custodian opportunity with Cardinal McCluskey. They are a social service agency that deals primarily with daycare center and young adult programs, but they're currently looking for a full-time custodian, and this is a unionized position, which means it comes with a lot of great benefits. Some of the benefits include health insurance, vision, dental, life insurance, tuition reimbursement for those individuals that are looking to go to higher education or continue their education. It includes a COLA, a cost of living adjustment, meaning every year or two, depending on the contract, your salary will automatically increase. It also includes PTO, paid time off, and long-term sick leave, along with 13 paid holidays throughout the year. So this is a really great full-time unionized position. The requirements are high school diploma, driver's license. The salary is $28,500 a year, but the position does allow for overtimes for folks who want to work additional hours. The caveat for this position is that there are a couple mandatory certificates that one must have in order to be eligible for this custodian position. One is a S95 certificate and the other is a F07 certificate, but both of these certificates cost less than $25 to get. And one of them you can get same day. Cardinal McCluskey, for the right candidate, will work with the candidate and give them time to actually get the certificates if they are really strong candidates and Cardinal McCluskey wants to hire them for this position. So that's, again, a great entry-level maintenance opportunity. If folks are interested, they can reach out to us. The next opportunity that we have is a few different opportunities in security. The Bronx Workforce1 Career Center works with a variety of different security guard companies. So we have a different range in security guard positions, dealing with entry level to more advanced opportunities. Right now, we're working with Arrow, Epic, Sarah, and a couple other security guard companies. Minimum for these opportunities, you need a security guard license, 8 and 16 certificate, and some experience dealing with at least customer service, 6 months to a year. For some security guard positions, you will require a FO2 certificate, a fire guard certificate, and that certificate, it's easily attainable. Some companies that we work with, again, will work with you and give you time to get that certificate if you don't already have it. The starting pay is $15 to $16.50 an hour. A lot of these security guard positions are in residential facilities, primarily in shelters, but some do range in different areas, commercial, banks, and so on. We do have security guard supervisor positions right now, paying between $17 to $19 an hour. Again, same requirements, 8, 16, and license, along with a year to 2 years supervisory experience. So those are just some of the security guard opportunities that we have. Again, we have a lot of different other opportunities, along with other opportunities in social service, education, maintenance, and retail. So we just wanted to highlight those quick opportunities. If folks are interested in these opportunities or additional opportunities, just make sure to get in contact with us. Last thing I want to mention is our Priority 1 services for veterans. So if we do have veterans that are looking for work, we have specific designated staff that are assigned to work with veterans and veteran spouses around employment services to make sure we can get them a job. We have a few different veteran account managers in the Bronx. They're currently recruiting for multiple companies. We just wanted to highlight two. One is a FEMA opportunity, and the FEMA opportunity is for secretaries and administrative assistants. The pay is $26 an hour. It is a 9-month assignment, but the pay does go up every $1 for every 3 months that the person is active. It is administrative assistant position, so the person would be required to draft correspondence, schedule appointments, organize and maintain paper and electronic files, and so on. They're looking for someone who has experience as administrative assistant or in the office, preferably with an associate's degree, but they will consider someone that has experience as an administrative assistant for 2 or 3 years, either in clinical settings or at a hospital or working for a government agency. The next position that we have for veterans is, the next few positions that we have for veterans is with Jericho Project. Jericho Project is an social service organizations that work with folks experiencing homelessness, and they have a division solely devoted to dealing with veterans also. They're looking for a few different candidates. One position that they're currently recruiting for, that they're hiring for, is a career counselor. And that salary is $40,000 a year. The career counselor will work with folks experiencing homelessness or veterans to assist them in trying to get a job. So working on their resumes, connecting them to employment opportunities. They are also looking to hire an outreach specialist. That salary is also $40,000 a year, and that person would go into the field and interact with folks experiencing homelessness or veterans and get them connected to Jericho Project and the organization overall. The case management position, that's $40,000 a year, and that person would work one-on-one with individuals, making sure that they do barrier reduction or connecting them to additional services that they may need. And lastly, they're looking for a couple assistant directors for a few different programs that they have. That salary is $58,500 a year. For that position, one would require supervisory experience along with a master's degree. So those are just some of the positions that we wanted to highlight from the Fordham and the Hunts Point Workforce One. Again, we have a variety of other different opportunities. So if folks are looking for employment opportunities in the Bronx, just feel free to reach out. And next we'll have Gary present on the West Farms Workforce One Center in the Bronx.
Great. Do we have Gary?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about some of the opportunities at the West Farms location that we're going to highlight today. Once again, these positions are not our exhaustive list of positions, but we just want to highlight a few of those positions. We can go to the next slide. Thank you. So the positions we're going to highlight today that I'm going to discuss is the Burlington and Bay Plaza in the Bronx is looking to hire store associates, which include the cashier and stock position. So candidates will be ringing up customers as they make purchases and or working in replenishing the floor and making sure that the floor is well kept and interacting with customers as well. This position pays $15 an hour. Candidates are asked to have 6 months to a year's worth of retail experience. It could be retail or it can be in a related field, that's okay. But it has to be at least 6 months to 1 year of experience in the Burlington and Bay Plaza. In addition to Burlington and Bay Plaza, Stop and Shop are looking to hire for positions throughout all 5 boroughs currently. The 3 positions that we're going to highlight today are store associate, which includes cashier and stock. Those positions require 6 months to 1 year's worth of experience in retail or a related field, starting at $15 an hour. The pay is $15 an hour. Once again, interacting with customers, being on the floor, stocking shelves, replenishing the floor, and also unloading trucks as well. The second position for Stop and Shop is the Peapod delivery driver. This position requires that candidates have a clean driver's license. A CDL is a plus, not a must. And if you have experience driving a box truck, that's also a plus, not a must. The candidate for this particular position would also have to pass a background and a drug test. For this particular position, candidates will be working, delivering items safely to customers in a convenient manner, in a safe manner as well for this position. For the Peapod delivery driver, which is $15 an hour. And the last position for Stop and Shop is going to be the loss prevention guard, which is paying $18 an hour. Candidates for this particular position have to have a New York State security license, their 8 and 16 certification. Candidates will also have to have their original high school diploma or GED. This position will require candidates that will be working pretty much by themselves, independently in watching the CCTV, the closed caption television. Candidates must also be comfortable being able to approach shoplifters if necessary in this position. So these are just a few of the positions that we're currently from our West Farms that are coming directly from our West Farms Center. In addition to West Farms as a whole is our youth target population center. So we work with all candidates and all New York City job seekers, but we do have a focus on the 18 to 24 demographic. So which includes, we have additional trainings, training modules that we are presenting out of West Farms. We're also going to be working to get additional trainings. And we also have trainings that's already in place. Also at the West Farms location located on 901 East Tremont, we also have a P2G program, Pathways to Graduation program on site as well for individuals who are interested in pursuing that as well. We're going to continue to provide once we get back into the office. Once we get back from being virtual, we're going to continue to provide additional workshops that we had for our candidates, personal development workshops that we were doing as well. Thank you, guys.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Gary. And if we could go to the next slide, please. And we would like to welcome now the Brooklyn Workforce Career Center, also representing Coney Island and East New York. And our speaker is Daniel Nisbet. He's the Community Partner Manager. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, thank you for that introduction. Thank you guys for having us all here today, and welcome to all the attendees. So again, my name is Daniel Nisbet. I am the Community Partner Manager for the Brooklyn locations. For those who are not familiar, we have locations in downtown Brooklyn, which is our hub center, East New York, Brooklyn, as well as Coney Island, Brooklyn. And all these opportunities are available to individuals who fit into any one of those center zip codes. My colleague Lakeisha Bowers is in travel right now, so I'll be speaking on both of our behalves. So to quickly get started, the first opportunity I can speak to is with First Quality Maintenance. They are a contractor with the MTA for the subway cleaners. This position primarily is looking for individuals who has ideally power washing experience. If you do not have the power washing experience, there will be a training component to the position before you get started. It is paying $20.44 an hour, and is primarily overnight shifts. There is some shifts that are in the morning, but that's a very slim chance of getting that, especially if you're coming in to start. So yes, those are overnight positions, power washers for the subway, for the subways throughout the city, primarily in Lower Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens are these particular locations. And again, that's $20.44 an hour with First Quality Maintenance. The second opportunity I can speak to, it is for a women's shelter, Women in Need, located in Brooklyn. They are looking for both residential aides, which in theory is a security officer. You do have to have your 8-hour, 16-hour certificates along with your New York State security license for that. Depending on commensurate to your experience, if you're coming in at a manager level, it's $19 an hour. Entry is 15 to 17. And again, this is for residential aides for women in need in Brooklyn. And that particular site is also looking for maintenance workers for that same site for $15 to $18 an hour, looking for individuals who have had a maintenance background, primarily in a building, ideally in a shelter type setting before. The next opportunity is with King Teleservices. This particular opportunity is a remote work from home virtual opportunity. It is paying $15 to $17 an hour. It will be completely remote, and it's giving assistance for the individuals when individuals call into 311. So you provide assistance for the city for the 311 operators. There is a training provider for that before you get started, and they do make sure and test your ability to have the proper equipment at home to obviously be able to be monitored and perform that role accordingly. But that is a fully remote position. Post COVID-19, it will roll over to their Brooklyn Navy Yard location, but in the current climate, it is a remote position. So that opportunity is available now as well. Rolling over into another security opportunity we have. Just so you're clear, the majority of the security opportunities that we speak to right now, that I speak to right now, and I'm sure my colleagues as well across the call here, are primarily connected to COVID-19 relief, primarily in shelters and or hotels that are being kind of turned into shelters during this time. One particular one I can speak to now are the shelters that are located in Lower Manhattan, Brooklyn. Right now, they're looking for guards to start at 15 to 17 entry, 18 to 22 for supervisory. And again, this is working with primarily in hotels that are converted for essential workers and their families, so they don't have to go back home. So ideally, nurses, doctors, maintenance individuals, food service individuals, all who work in hospitals, they have hotels set up for them. You will be provided the proper PPE equipment, but you obviously do have to be comfortable working in that setting, as the position will require you to be in that type of environment during this time. Sweet Green, it's one of their Manhattan locations is beginning to reopen. They're looking for team members. Pretty much anybody who has a food service background is available to work in that particular position. They happen to have lost a lot of employees due to COVID, so they're looking to kind of restart and start off fresh. They're looking to get started and begin recruiting for that after July 4th. And then lastly, we have opportunities with Fresh Direct. It's all driving positions. You have to have a valid driver's license, no points. And if you're interested in that, we can get into more details offline, as there's different routes for different positions. But that is open to anybody who has a driving background that's interested in being a CDL driver for Fresh Direct. Is there a next slide?
Yes, there is one more slide.
Perfect. And then these last couple positions here, these are all, again, COVID related, primarily in hospitals. The tracer positions, I do have to be transparent, they filled pretty quickly. I know there were some questions here in the chat prior. As of right now, we're hoping to get a number of new opportunities there post July 4th. As I speak here today, they were filled as of last week, so I don't want to, have any false, I want to manage expectations there. Now the front desk associate is still available. It's somebody wants somebody who has been ideally in a front desk position in healthcare, ideally a hospital before, but any type of healthcare provider. Again, that's paying $22 an hour, but that will be in a hospital setting. And then you'll have the navigation team members, which will be navigating from hospital to hospital within your borough. They do prefer somebody to have a driver's license for that position if it does require you to drive out, but it's also navigating individuals who are patients in the hospital from different floors if needed, and then also being able to move equipment from site to site if need be as well. Those two positions, again, are also obviously COVID relief related. I'd be happy to speak offline or on the Q&A at the end, and I'm sure our contact information will be shared for any additional questions. And if anybody's interested, I hope we can go ahead and get you all set up. Thank you for your time, and best of luck to you all.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Just a quick info for everybody in the meeting. We just shared the list of the positions that the presenters are talking about, so you can take a look at them. We had a glitch before, but now the list is open, so you should not have any issues seeing this information. And also the file contains the names of presenters, so you can reach out to them if you have any questions after the fair about the jobs that they are presenting. And now we would like to switch to the next slide and welcome the team from the Healthcare Workforce Career Center. And we have three presenters. We have Leticia Laporte, Career Advisor, Hector Rivera, who is the Veterans Recruitment Account Manager, and Samantha Lee, who is also the Account Manager. Healthcare team, take it away.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone in New York City. It's a pleasure to be here, and I just wanted to say that we are here working virtually to assist you. So my name is Leticia Laporte. I'm the career advisor for the Healthcare Career Center in New York City. I focus on providing services for someone that's needs job readiness services. We offer workshops in the healthcare field that would have a healthcare industry edge. We'll assist you with resume upgrade, how to ace an interview. So that would be by appointment. You can email me if you're interested. I also offer one-on-one career advising, focus on healthcare career paths. So if you're interested, if you're already in the healthcare field, or if you want to break through and go into the healthcare field, I will be able to assist you with that. Also, the Workforce1 career centers offer training grants. There are multiple occupations, but I will support those interested in a program called the Individual Training Grant. And we are currently offering trainings for certified nurse's assistant or clinical medical assistant. These are entry-level positions and is a great way to start in the healthcare industry. Although you do have to meet a minimum requirement, you have to be 18 or over, you have to have a high school or GED, and you also have to have some kind of healthcare work experience already, which would total 12 months. So there is a minimum requirement. It is competitive and selective because it is a scholarship. But I'm here to assist you. Please reach out to me, and I'm wishing you all the best. Have a great day. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Hector Rivera, and I am the Veterans Recruit Account Manager for the healthcare team. Basically, for here, as far as veterans services are concerned, we actually help you out We talk about the priority one. We make sure that all our veterans actually have the services provided. Basically, for the healthcare team, we actually specialize in healthcare positions for all veterans and their spouses for both clinical and social service opportunities. A lot of the titles that we have that are include medical assistants, medical building, direct support professionals, certified nursing assistants, licensed practical nurse, registered nurses, licensed master social worker, and a licensed clinical worker, and other positions that we have available. We range from anywhere from entry-level positions to senior leadership positions. So when you have a moment and you actually see that this is something to pursue, you can actually contact myself as well as the rest of my team, and we'll be able to get you taken care of as quick as possible. Pretty much for me. I really do appreciate it. I wish everybody the best of luck while they're doing their job search.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha, the recruitment account manager for the healthcare center. If we could just go to the next slide, please. Thank you so much. So as Hector mentioned, we do have clinical opportunities and social service. Just a few of the opportunities we do have available. For clinical, we do have nursing homes, long-term care facilities, skilled nursing facilities, and hospitals. A lot of the CNA, LPN, and RM positions do require 6 months of long-term care experience, especially for that hospital setting. Of course, if you are a new grad, we'd love to speak with you and see what options we can have for you. We also do have a couple different settings as well. Pediatric home-based services for our registered nurses through TheraCare of New York. We do have for all our medical assistants who do have their CMA and associate's degree, a dermatology office called Metro Dermatology in Queens. We also do have telechain for our mobile phlebotomists. This does require certification and you will be traveling throughout New York City. We also do have staffing agencies, which are wonderful for entry-level positions such as the CNA, LPN, and RN. So if you did just graduate, you have your license and registration, not sure where to start, these positions might be for you. We also do have for our medical billers that have previous healthcare administration, we have our Winston Staffing Services. For our CNAs, LPNs, and RNs, we have Competent Nursing Agency. And then for medical assistants, registered nurses, we do have Access Staffing. All these positions are throughout all 5 boroughs, so there might be a site that's closer to you. And then moving on lastly to our social service opportunities, I think there was a few questions in the chat. For direct support professionals, this is an entry-level position into social services. It does require a high school diploma. Driver's license definitely preferred. You might be doing some traveling to different shelters or rehab facilities. Those 2 companies are Institute for Community Living and Well Life Network. And moving on to LMSW positions for CASES, which is Center for Alternative Sentencing and Employment. We do have positions available there for 1 site. You will need to have your Master's of Social Work and also your license, so your LMSW. Of course, I would be happy to chat with anyone, even within the healthcare field, if there's other positions of interest. I definitely would like to hear from you. You will see my email right on top of here and shared in that Google Doc. I hope to hear from you. I hope you're safe, and thank you so much.
Great, thank you so much, Letitia, Hector, and Samantha. And now we would like to welcome the Queens Workforce1 Career Centers, representing also Jamaica, Flushing, and Far Rockaway. We have 4 representatives: Nancy Conipol, Senior Community Relations Manager; Silvano Indio, Senior Veterans Account Manager; Sana Shafat, Community Partner Coordinator; and Tamika Reynolds, Community Partner Coordinator. Queen's team, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I just want to welcome everyone. Silvano will be giving the jobs in a minute. The Queens team, our centers include Jamaica, Flushing, and Far Rockaway. We serve those communities as well, all of Queens. And we have our opportunities are mostly in Queens, but we do have some in the other boroughs. All our services are virtual now, as Ulysses said, and include workshops, which are virtual, and interviewing skills and resume upgrades, creating a resume. We have one-on-one career services. If you need career advisement to find your path, we are still offering that. We also are back to offering individual training grants in IT and security. So thank you for this opportunity. And I have Sana with me, who is the Community Partner Coordinator for Flushing and Jamaica, as well as Tamika, who is the Community Partner Coordinator for Far Rock. And Silvano is the Senior Veterans Account Manager for all the centers. And at Workforce, we consider a veteran somebody who has even served for 1 day. And we also provide priority service to the spouses as well. Thank you.
Sana?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sana Shafat. I'm a community partner coordinator for Workforce1. As Nancy mentioned everything, we also have resources available. So if you guys have any challenges regarding obtaining a job, the interview attire, any other thing that you might have any issues with, we can connect you with our resources. We have Tamika Reynolds next. She can introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tamika Reynolds. I'm the Community Partner Coordinator for the Workforce1 Rockaway location. Thank you for having us. And I will introduce Silvano next, and he will speak about the jobs. Thank you.
Silvano, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, great.
Sorry about that. Yes, my name is Silvano Indio. I'm the Senior Veteran Specialist for the Queens Workforce1. My job requires me to assist veterans and spouses of veterans with job opportunities and services that I am connected with for the Vet Center in Brooklyn. They provide services in counseling, legal services for veterans who can't afford it, a lawyer, and also housing for those veterans who are in need of housing. The job that I'm working for are core services for residential aides and legal care managers, case managers. Case managers are looking to make $40,000 a year. They require a bachelor's degree, 2 to 3 years of experience. And the security guards are $16 an hour. They basically work for the same organization. All they require is 816 security license. I'm also working with other companies such as Maximum Security, who are right now as we speak recruiting for security guards to work the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift starting tonight. So if anybody has their 816 security license and want to work tonight, just reach out to me, email me at indio@grandassociatesinc.com. I'm also working for Roman Empire, which are looking for drivers. All they need is a New York City driver's license and a clean record, and they'll be considered and start working within 3 days. That's basically I have right now. I'm working for other security companies like State, Ally Universal, and Maximum Security, Custom Protective Services. That's all for me. Thanks so much.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Silvano. Anybody else from the Queens team? Do you guys want to talk about any other jobs?
Hi, I will just mention a couple of other jobs that aren't on the list. We have located in Queens, we need bilingual customer service representatives for Cyricom. You need a high school diploma, GED, and 6 months of customer service experience. You must be fluent in English as well as either Spanish, Mandarin, or Cantonese. And again, that's for customer service. We do have many security jobs with different companies. And we have also another customer service position with Family Dollar stores located in Brooklyn and Queens. For that, you need a high school diploma or GED, excellent customer service skills, must be able to stand for long periods of time and lift up to 50 pounds. And then we have a sales account executive for Metro Plus Health Plan. And those are located in Queens, Manhattan, Bronx, and Brooklyn. Also marketing reps. Bilingual speakers are preferred but not required. A minimum of 2 years of sales experience, public speaking, presentation, workshop, and office experience, and must have New York State accident and health license. And one more customer service position for Spectrum, which is located in Queens. You have to have over 1 year experience working with computers and multiple software applications, 6 months experience on the phone, and excellent customer service experience. Thank you.
Okay, great. We will add those jobs after the session to our list, so you can get that information as well. And now I would like to invite the Workforce1 Industrial and Transportation Career Center. If we could go to the next slide. Wonderful, thank you. And with us is today Rose Dumont, who is the account manager, and Sarah Tapia, who is the community partner coordinator.
Hi everyone, good afternoon, and thank you so much for the opportunity. So my name is Sarah Tapia. I am the community partner coordinator for the Workforce1 Industrial and Transportation Career Center, or I'll just say for now ITC for short. So ITC has 5 centers. Our main center is located in Jamaica, Queens, but we do have 4 smaller centers, one in Long Island City, one in Staten Island, one in the Bronx, and one in Brooklyn. So on the screen, we do have a couple of positions that we are going to talk about. This isn't the only set of positions that we have. We do have a lot more, but these are positions that we are looking to fulfill more. So in terms of some of the positions we have here, we are looking for field technicians. So basically for field technicians, you will drive commercial vehicles around the city to replace mopeds, so the electric scooters, their batteries in the field, and to recharge their batteries. So a valid driver's license is needed, and experience driving in New York City is needed as well. So, and you will also need a clean driving record as well for this position, and 5 years of driving experience is preferred. And the rate for this is $17 an hour, and the position's located in Brooklyn or Queens. One thing that I do want to mention, we do have other kinds of positions besides transportation. Our areas focus in other positions like construction, manufacturing, warehousing, commercial driving, and airport related opportunities as well. So the next position we have are mechanics. So you will perform simple repairs and part replacements on the mopeds and scooters that I mentioned earlier in the field. So you must have your own tools for this position. You must have a valid driver's license and experience driving in New York City, and a clean driving record as well. So this pays anywhere from 17 to 19 an hour, depending on your experience. And this is also in Brooklyn and Queens as well. And then the last area that I'll focus on are just various construction opportunities that we have. So for all our construction opportunities, you do need at least 6 months of experience on a construction site, although we do have 2 entry-level positions right now, one as an industrial cleaner and one as a site safety flagger. So no experience is required for those 2 positions, but for the ones mentioned here, and for the majority of our positions, you do need at least 6 months of experience. And you do also need an OSHA 30 certification for all the positions mentioned. So some of the positions that we're looking to fulfill within construction more urgently, plumbing mechanics. So you need at least 6 years of experience for this one. So the pay rate starts at $20 an hour, but the pay is negotiable, and it's located through all 5 boroughs. We are looking for plumber helpers. So you will be assisting technicians with various tasks on construction sites. So that's $17 an hour, again, located throughout all 5 boroughs. And the last position that's a bit more skilled that we're looking to fulfill are electrical mechanics. So you will be installing electrical wiring in commercial and residential buildings. So for this position, you must have a valid driver's license, at least 7 years working in the industry, and steady employment. So the pay is negotiable for this one. Again, it's located throughout all 5 boroughs. And there is one more position I would like to mention as well, because we focus on airports, so it's airport opportunities so extensively. We are looking for ramp agents at this time at JFK Airport. So for ramp agents, the position pays $16 to $19 an hour. You need a valid driver's license for the position. You must be able to lift up to 75 pounds, and you must have open availability for this position as well. So my colleague Rose will talk about the rest of the opportunities that we have. So thank you.
Okay, can we go to the next slide?
So my name is Rose Dumont. I'm the account manager at the Queens Workforce1 Industrial and Transportation Center. So some of the opportunities that we currently have that are a bit of a higher need are delivery drivers. So one of the opportunities, there's a high need for Bronx routes. So in this case, the company does provide the vehicle. So they are looking for someone with at least 1 year of experience and with a valid New York State driver's license. So they're really also looking for someone who has that customer service oriented experience as well as you are interacting with people. So the main duties are to load and unload the truck, follow the instructions on the electronic routing device, making the deliveries, and maintain a friendly, courteous, and cooperative attitude, and also having the ability to lift 50 to 60 pounds. So the pay is $15 an hour plus tips. So some people have average anywhere from $18 to $20 an hour with the tips included. We're also looking for overnight warehouse workers, and that position is located in Queens. So the shift for that position is from 8 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. So they're looking for someone who's able to pick, pack, and ship products to customers. And this warehouse in particular focuses on pharmaceutical supplies for local pharmacies and hospitals. And the opportunity pays $16.50 an hour, and the company provides medical benefits since they're a pharmaceutical company. Another position we have that's also a high need, foot couriers, bikers, and this company in particular is looking for drivers, but going into the foot couriers and the bikers position, you must have a smartphone with no cracks in the screen, and for the operating system has to be iOS 8 or higher. Android similar, something more recent, and you must have the ability to be able to use a scanning device and have good customer service. Those opportunities also pay $15 an hour plus tips, and the routes are along Manhattan. Regarding the bikers, the company does provide the bikes. They're similar to those e-bikes that delivery people make. And with the driving position, so the company is paying $18 an hour plus tips, but in this case, your own personal vehicle is required and a valid New York State driver's license is also available. We also have a few non-CDL positions available. There's a company in Brooklyn that has routes that are looking for drivers, paying $7.50 a week, and they just need a valid driver's license with at least a year or two of experience. Also, with the airport, another courier company is looking, and they're paying $20 an hour. They just need someone who is with a valid driver's license from the last 3 years and a clean record. Any of the other opportunities that are available are related to the driving that we have. So if you're able to send me an email at rdumont@grandassociatesinc.com, I can certainly provide you with further opportunities.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Rose. And now we are going to visit Staten Island and the Workforce1 Career Center, who is represented by Monet Rankins Dorsonville, Community Partner Manager.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming out. So as mentioned, my name is Monet Rinkin Sorsonville, and I am the Community Partner Manager for the Borough of Staten Island. So due to the nature of things being virtual at this time, we do have majority of our positions that are available on or in Staten Island, but I do have some additional opportunities available outside of Staten Island. The first opportunity that I'd like to discuss is with Taco Bell. Taco Bell is opening up 2 locations on Staten Island, and they're hiring for 60 employees. They're looking for both crew members and shift leads. The pay starts at $15 per hour for the crew member role. There is additional incentives available for shift leader depending on experience. In addition to the opportunity with Taco Bell, I'd also like to speak to everyone about ShopRite. So Staten Island has 3 ShopRite locations and each has a need. We are sourcing for daytime as well as overnight cashiers. We're looking for deli clerks, stock associates, and we are looking for cleaning associates. The pay at ShopRite starts at $15 per hour. There are full-time and part-time positions available. ShopRite does have a union, so there is an opportunity to have union benefits and union pay raises once you've been part of the union. Once you are an employee for 90 days, you can then have access to the union. We're also working with Madison Security. Madison Security is looking for 10 guards to work at residential locations in Staten Island's North Shore, which is fairly close to the ferry terminal. And as a reminder, the ferry is free and does run 24 hours a day. Madison Security is looking for guards to work here, and they do need to have open availability. There are full-time shifts available, both day, overnight, and weekend shifts. And for Madison Security to work as a security guard, you must have your New York State security guard license, along with a valid 8-hour and 16-hour certifications. The beauty of Workforce1 and some of the benefits of being a member of Workforce1 is that we do have training grants available to cover the cost if you would like to become a security guard. So if you're interested in working with Madison Security because you already have your licenses, my contact information is there. If you'd like more information about how to become a licensed security guard and the grant that would cover the cost, you can also reach out to me and I'll give you more steps about that. In addition to Madison Security, we're also working with Amazon. Amazon has a huge warehouse in Staten Island, and they are hiring hundreds of warehouse associates. Amazon is going to be a full-time job. They do offer benefits. They start at $17.50 per hour. They offer night differentials. Where Amazon is a very physical job. So for that opportunity, you do have to have the ability to lift 50 pounds per hour, and you are going to be on your feet for about 12-hour shifts at a time. You will be well compensated for that opportunity. We're also working with Think Mortgage. So I know some candidates are looking for a more administrative position. Think Mortgage is looking for a full-time office operations coordinator. This role pays $41,000 annually, and you do have to have a background in bookkeeping and working in finance. For this position as an office operations coordinator, you will be finalizing details as people are approved for mortgages, making sure that they've completed all of the financial documents that are needed. And you'll also be passing along information to the real estate agents. We also have an opportunity with Centers Plan for Healthy Living, which is a health insurance company on Staten Island. Centers Plan for Healthy Living is looking for 2 people to work in their office building as maintenance. This is a full-time position, Monday through Friday, and there are 2 shifts available. You can work a 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. shift. There's also a shift available of 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. And again, this is full-time, $15 per hour, and as an added bonus, Centers Plan for Healthy Living does also have a union. So you get union pay and union benefits after working there full-time for 90 days. This isn't the exhaustive list of all of the opportunities that we have available, but if anyone is interested in working in Staten Island, we have tons of opportunities. Or if you'd like more information about our grants so that you can take advantage of some of these additional opportunities, my name is Monet Rinkin, and my email address is on screen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Monet. And now we will welcome the Upper Manhattan Workforce Career Center. And I believe on behalf of the center, we will hear from Anthony Benson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys for attending our virtual career fair hosted by the New York Public Library. My name is Anthony Benson. I'm the veteran specialist for Upper Manhattan Workforce One. We, in terms of veteran services, I start with that because that's primarily what my role is. What was told earlier was that, yes, we do service veterans and their spouses as well as widows. And then that's one of the population that hasn't been able to be addressed. So with that being said, these are the positions that are available right now. So the first position we have is CVS Pharmacy. It's for part-time positions available. Salary is $20 an hour. The positions that are available are cashiers, retailers, store associates, pharmacy technicians, beauty consultants, shift supervisors, and as shift supervisors, right? That shift supervisor opportunity is an $100 training program. Okay. Okay, is that better? Can you guys hear me now? All right, I would be the last slide to have audio problems. All right, so also the next position I have available is a position for manager of institutional partnerships. So what this is a position that is working in the LGBT community. What they're looking for, you have experience, have a bachelor's degree, and have experience working in that field. It's a very crucial role for someone that has that level of experience. So if you're an opportunity, please feel free to reach out. That position pays between $65K and $70K a year. So that's a pretty good wage as well. The next opportunity is the National Director for Diverse Others Coalition. Okay, that position is between $79K and $80K. And pretty much what that is working with an organization that deals with the aging. And so that opportunity, you must have at least 2 to 3 years of experience working in a director role, as well as be able to do leadership as well. So that's what that is. And next slide, please. Okay. So up next we have a front desk clerk position. That's the salary hourly wage is $18 an hour, full time or part time. Pretty much what this is working in a medical setting, where you will be in contact with people who possibly have COVID. Know that you have to be comfortable working in that setting, right? And it's kind of difficult, but that's why the pay is about $18 an hour, right? And it's full-time and part-time positions as well. I'm working, but can you guys hear me now?
Anthony, we hear you with a lot of kind of interference on the line. May I ask Ulysses to repeat just to see if Ulysses can be heard better? Ulysses, could you repeat what Anthony just said for everybody one more time?
Sure, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so Anthony, I know is having some difficulties with the volume. So we're going over the jobs in the Upper Manhattan Workforce One Career Center. Anthony Benson, and I'm just going over this if some of you heard it, but he's our veteran specialist who deals with our positions overall and then obviously priority one services. So the Upper Manhattan Workforce One Career Center right now is working in CVS Pharmacy for full and part-time positions. The salaries are $15 to $20 an hour. They're looking for cashiers. They're looking for retail store clerk, retail store associates, pharmacy technicians, beauty consultants, shift supervisors across the company, experience and an intensive 12-week, 100-hour training program. So if you want to work in CVS, they're looking for people who are team players, have good customer service, want to work in an environment that can adapt to the new norm, and making sure that customers are taken care of under the new circumstances. So definitely we're working with CVS, and I want everyone to know a lot of these employers are trying to make the best decision when it comes to positions and how many people they will need. So working with Workforce1 assists them with that and understanding that they need the people who they're looking for as quickly and as efficiently as possible. We're also looking for a manager of institutional partnerships. They're looking for several, and they're full-time or part-time positions. $65,000 to $70,000 a year, depending on your experience. So if you're interested in that and you have some experience in forming partnerships, institutional partnerships, definitely you would want to get in touch either with myself or Anthony Benson. I think there was a question regarding the pharmacy technician. The pharmacy technician position is a position that deals with the pharmacist and also takes care of customers, distributing, making sure that they give the pills to the right person and working with the pharmacist in that aspect, in that capacity. So when you go to a pharmacy, and in this case, CVS, the first person that you'll see is the person right there in front of the cashier saying, "Can I help you? I came here to pick up my refill." That person will be the person looking for the pills, making sure that you're getting the right medicine and so on and so forth. So they're looking for a person that, has some background in customer service. As stated here, I believe that there is some training with CVS. If you have further questions, definitely get in touch with Anthony Benson. The National Director, Diverse Elders Coalition, salary is between $71,000 and $80,000. Again, this has to do with directing an elders coalition. They're looking for a person that has experience as a director, that has had some experience in dealing with forming relationships and operations. I just had another question, I believe, going back to the cashier. So the way you can obviously apply for that is you'll send us your resume and you will get pre-screened by one of our recruiters. And then our recruiters will then, if you are moving forward, set up an interview with you and put you online. An online application has to get done. And CVS is working on certain days with their interviews. So they will set up certain days to do interviews, and I believe that some of them are being done virtually. You want to go to the next slide?
Anthony, do you want to try again?
Okay.
All right, let's give it an old college try again. Can you
Oh,
guys
you
hear
sound
me?
better. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
All right,
perfect.
thank you. Absolutely. I feel bad because everybody got a chance to speak except for me. So I want to get my turn. Nah, it's all good. So
Okay, I hope that I did well.
yes, you did well, Ulysses. I
Okay.
appreciate you. That's why it's good to have backup. So the next position is the front desk clerk. That position pays is $18 an hour. It's full-time or part-time. Pretty much what this is being a front desk clerk working at medical testing sites. So please understand that there is a possibility that you can come in contact with people who have COVID. So you have to be willing to work in that environment. However, they will in order for you to work there, they will test you to make sure that you don't have COVID, as well as provide you with the proper PPE gear and stuff like that. So that position pays $18 an hour. The next position is the safety monitor. It's between $15 to $16 an hour. It's 30 hours per week. And these positions are working in shelters as, just making sure that everything is up to par. So it's kind of like a security position, but it's not. They would like you, if you do have security experience, that's a plus, because you are familiar with like the protocols and how to do security, but this is a safety monitor position as well. So that's what they're looking for. Up next, we have a junior database and systems administrator. That position pays 61,000 an hour. I mean 61,000 a year. Pretty much what you need to do is that you have to have experience as a system administrator or have data entry or a database background, so that they are extremely specific on that, and you must have a degree as well, at least an associate's degree for that. You can go to the next slide. All right, so these are the opportunities for my vets. So once again, all right, I just have a question. Any parts on John's? Well, we do have positions that do require you don't have to have a high school diploma or GED, but those positions are not listed here. But if you want to contact me directly, you can shoot me an email and I can give you a list of the opportunities that are available where you don't need to have a high school diploma or GED. Okay, so you guys have probably heard this position before, because as one of the other veteran specialists spoke about this as well. It's for FEMA. Through FEMA is for secretaries and administrative and assistants. As stated before, last check that we had, there was like 18 positions left, 9 positions in the Bronx and 9 positions in the New York City location. You need to definitely have experience as an admin assistant. You have that on your resume, and definitely feel free to send that out a little bit. It's $26 an hour, increase $1 per hour every 3 months. So for that as well. We also spoke about the contact tracers position as well. It's a remote position, and it's for qualified candidates that can work remotely. Due to one and the name for that job, like Daniel mentioned earlier, on a total level of transparency, it's a little bit harder for us to kind of fill those positions right now because they're not readily available. But as Daniel said, after the lock, we can probably start. All right. And last but not least, can you guys hear me? I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Columbia University is a porter position. The pay rate is $15 an hour. It's between $15 and $18.68 an hour. For the porter, and for the heavy cleaner position, it's $27.88. So those are the opportunities that we have available. Feel free to reach back out to me if you have any questions about anything.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Anthony. But yes, Ulysses, could you repeat?
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
I know there was some volume difficulties. Thank you, Anthony, and I'll do my best here to repeat. So definitely the FEMA position, secretaries, administrative assistants, a total of 18, 9 positions in the Bronx and 9 positions in New York City. In the other 5 boroughs, I guess it says New York City location. Expected rate is $26 per hour, and it increases to $1 per hour every 3 months after. And the $1 per hour may look like $1, but after 3 months, it continues to go up. Contact tracers, remote positions, qualified candidates can work remotely. Definitely there is training involved in that, and those are for people who are working to obviously trace COVID and are sent out through all different parts in the city. Columbia University, the porter pays $15 and up to $18.68. Now, usually in the summers, this is going to require some traveling. You're not in the same area all the time. So they're going to put you in various locations to work while people go on vacation. So you may be working in Manhattan. You could be working in Brooklyn for a month or 2. So it has to be a person that's willing to travel. And then a heavy cleaner gets paid more because obviously you need experience in working with the cleaning machines like the buffers and the waxers and the different jobs that require some heavy equipment. I just wanted to let everyone know, so important to understand when you're applying for these jobs and when you're speaking to the recruiters, that you understand where is the job located and where am I going to be working, and the recruiters will give you that information. We understand that right now that's a big question about traveling and so on and so forth, and people's comfort in traveling. Some people don't mind it and they will travel from Staten Island to the Bronx. And then some people want a little bit more information. So when you're looking at opportunities and you're looking at positions, we want to make sure that it's the right fit for you and that you understand everything before you go in front of the employer, and that if there is traveling, that you're comfortable with that as well. And the questions of PPE should be asked as well. We want to make sure that you feel safe where you're going to work as well. And please get in touch with Anthony Benson on any of the positions that were mentioned. You could CC me, and we will definitely get back to you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Anthony, and thank you, Ulysses.
Okay.
And the next center is the Washington Heights Workforce Career Center, and we have with us Jessica Mendoza, who is the Community Partner Manager.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Like they said, my name is Jessica Mendoza. I'm the Community Partner Manager at the Washington Heights Workforce1 Career Center. I'm very excited to be here with you all today. And I'm going to share a couple of positions that we have at the Washington Heights Center, as well as some information on what makes our center different. Like all of the centers across the 5 boroughs, we provide services to job seekers that are 18 years or older, who are interested in looking for work, who are authorized to work in the country. What makes us a little bit different is that we provide specialized services additionally to foreign-born New Yorkers. So anyone who was born in a country outside of the United States, who has work authorization to work here, who is looking for employment, they can come to our center, and they can receive services virtually at the moment from one of our career advisors, from one of our recruiters, to connect them to those opportunities. Just like all the centers in the Workforce1 system, we provide workshops, but we also offer them in Spanish as well. The ones that we offer in Spanish are not only our core workshops, building a resume, creating a resume, upgrading your resume, acing the interview, but also things that will help foreign-born New Yorkers become acclimated to the workplace, the American workplace, right? So we have negotiation and conflict resolution, right? How can we negotiate a higher salary? How can we resolve issues in the workplace when it's a different culture than what we're expected, accustomed to? Advancement in the American workplace. How can we understand what's going on in the American workplace, the way things are done in, the jobs that we hold here in the United States might be different from the way things are done in our home country. Creating a resume. The reason why we offer it in Spanish is, I don't know if anyone has ever seen a resume from a European country or a Latin American country. Sometimes they'll have your picture on it. In the United States, unless you're in the creative field or you are, in the arts, that would be a big no-no, right? You're giving away a lot of information before you even get that interview. So we want to make sure that when you're going to the job interview, when you're going to be applying for a position, that you're putting your best foot forward always. And sometimes that requires a little bit of culture coaching. So that's what we try to do. In addition to the workshops that we offer for our Spanish-speaking job seekers, we also have bridge training programs for people who would like to develop further skills, get certifications, but their English language skills could use a little bit more development. And these classes, these trainings require a basic to intermediate level of English understanding already. And it is not a requirement to already be a Spanish speaker. You can come to our center and be someone who speaks Cantonese, Mandarin, Tagalog, and you just want to further your career, and we can connect you to services. 2 of the trainings that we offer, 2 of the bridge trainings that we offer are the bilingual CDL training, and that is a 4-week classroom training focused on ESOL classes where participants will be learning vocabulary and tasks that are involved in commercial driving, which will assist them in securing their commercial driver's license. In order for them to be qualified for this training, they need to have their regular driver's license from any of the states in the tri-state area for at least 2 years. They cannot have more than 4 points on it, and they cannot have more than 1 violation. With the CDL license, people can apply for positions such as driving coach buses, MTA buses, small box trucks. Another training that we offer is our bilingual medical assistant training program. This one is approximately a year long, and It's approximately a year long because you're going to be working with drawing blood, taking EKGs, reading vitals. Someone who's going to be dealing with people that closely, you know, you would want someone to have some training, right? So it's a year long. For that, people need to have their high school diploma already. And one of the beautiful things about this training is that it does not have to be a US high school diploma. If you completed your high school diploma in your country of origin, as long as you can provide us with a physical copy of that, LaGuardia Community College, who we work with for this training, can assist you with translating that and making it valid for here. You need to be able to work in the United States and be a New York City resident. This goes on, the New York City residency is also a requirement for the CDL training. The reason why the bilingual medical assistant training is 1 year long is that the classes are part-time in the evenings. We understand that people need to work, and with a training that's that long because of everything that you have to learn, we want to accommodate people's need for working and for still, you know, being part of their families and supporting them in whatever ways we can. Let's see. So as far as the positions that we are recruiting for, both of them have already been mentioned by other centers. So I'm just gonna reiterate some of the information that they shared. Sarah Security is currently looking for security guards. They would like people with 1 to 2 years of on-the-job experience, and they have to have their 816 and security guard license. The FO2 is preferred, but it is not required. This is a 30 to 35 hours per week job. They're looking for people with good communication skills, who have flexible open availability, and who are able to stand for long periods of time. Siricom is looking for bilingual customer service representatives. Siricom is the leading provider of language interpreter services in the healthcare industry. The company supports hundreds of languages and operates 24/7. The company impacts the lives of millions of people in the United States by connecting those with limited English proficiency to healthcare services. And they provide training for their employees because you do need to understand medical terminology. So even if you are coming with the bilingual skill, chances are you might not have the medical terminology knowledge. So they'll teach you all of that. Anatomy and physiology and other topics that are essential for healthcare interpreting. Upon the completion of the training and the testing that they provide you during the training, you become a certified interpreter, right? In a typical day, you might be helping someone talk to a 911 operator during an emergency, speaking to a mother, speaking for a mother who's talking to their doctor while she has her baby or is trying to get assistance with her child, repeating what an insurance agent has said to a customer in order to file a claim. So these are super important jobs. The schedule is Monday through Friday during the hours of 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays are off, and the pay rate starts at $16.50 an hour. They do training classes about once a month, and the next one is scheduled for this Monday. But there's going to be one in July and then in August. Two of the most important requirements that they're looking for are computer savvy. You have to be computer savvy because you are going to be in front of the computer, entering information and processing the information for the people you're speaking with. And you have to have great customer service and communication skills, right? Being able to speak English and a second or third language is amazing, but if you can't use those skills appropriately and being able to communicate and translate, interpret what people are saying, then it might not be the best job for you. They do work with over 120 different languages, but at the moment, the biggest push is for people who speak English and either Spanish, Cantonese, Mandarin, Korean, Somali, or Vietnamese. Okay. If you have any questions, my email address is on the screen, jmendoza@adsisolutions.com. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jessica. And this was our last Career Center for today. Thank you again, all the fantastic presenters and the information that you have provided to our participants. So now we have still some time for questions and answers. And just to reiterate, we will be sending you the list of presented jobs. I will ask maybe the Queens Workforce Center to update the list just so we can have a complete listing of everybody. So after the session, probably not today, but maybe tomorrow, you will get this list updated as well. And the recording of the presentation. So there is a couple of questions that I see coming in on the chat. So we'll start maybe with some Q&A from the participants. And there is a lot of interest in the contract tracing jobs. Are there any contract tracing positions, as mentioned by Mr. Anthony Benson, for non-veterans? Anybody from the team? Do we know if the contract tracer positions are also open for non-veterans?
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So I just want to be I want people just to be kind of just give clarity. I am a veteran specialist, so the majority of my jobs are for veterans. However, if there are other opportunities that you're interested in, let's say the contract tracer, then if there are any other centers that are also recruiting for that position, then you can go to that Workforce1. But the majority of the positions that I speak on for myself are veteran specific. And then we have positions that are available throughout our center, just so I can give clarity to that. So there are contact tracer positions available just at my center because it's a veteran account for me. I work on that. My center is not currently working on that. So you would need to go to like another Workforce1 center that offers that opportunity.
Thank you, Anthony. I believe that Daniel from Brooklyn Workforce1 mentioned that they might have had in the past the contract tracers jobs, and they might have some in the future, but right now I think none of them are available. Is that true, Daniel?
Yeah, so the reason behind that is that once those positions became open, unfortunately due to COVID, multiple staffing agencies, multiple companies that do similar work to this have all assisted with it. So there's a lot of hands in that pot for it to get filled. Although they are still actively recruiting for it, it's not an immediate turnaround time in terms of a date that we can give you to take the course, or if you took the course already to interview. We don't have those set dates and times yet. It's based on once the need becomes available again. Now it will happen again. It's just nothing that we don't have an ability to send anybody to an interview right this current point in time. So I know I've received a few emails for it myself. I will be sure to respond back if and when that comes back open. But in the spirit of just managing expectations, I don't want to put you through that process just to hurry up and wait. So that was the reason why I preface it in the way I did.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Daniel. And there was also one question. Can you apply for those positions if you are from out of state?
It's a good question. I want to say you still are able to because technically if anybody that comes to a Workforce1 center can be serviced. Nancy, am I incorrect on that one?
Hi, Daniel. You're correct. We could service you. You know, the positions are in New York, but we can service people that are not New York residents.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you still have to register through the Workforce1, right?
That is correct. That remains the case for everybody.
Okay, and there is also sort of a delicate question. What if you had COVID-19? I guess that's the tracer's position, or maybe someone who was interested in the monitor position. Is there any clarification? If a person had COVID-19, can they still apply for those positions that require working with people who might have COVID?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Unless they, as long as they can prove that they no longer currently have it, I don't see any employer discriminating because of that. So as long as they are healthy and able to work now, that should be the only thing that's being considered.
Yeah, I wanted to add to that. It's, with all employers, as long as people are following the COVID-19 policy, whether they had it or they didn't, and they're using proper PPE and everything like that, then there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to work.
Okay, great. And there is, I see a clarification from the person interested in the tracer position. So the question is, the person lives in New York City or is a resident of New York City, but they are interested in applying for a position, the tracing positions in other states. Any advice on that? Is there
Yes,
any?
they would just unfortunately Workforce1 only operates within the 5 boroughs. We aren't allowed to recruit outside of New York City. That being said, they obviously can do their research and Google what's there outside of it. But in terms of what we can recruit on, myself and my colleagues here from Workforce, we are limited or restricted, should I say, to just within the 5 boroughs.
Okay, and there is a question about the 311 operator position. Could maybe someone still talk about this a little bit more?
Sure. So that position again, it's with the company is called King Teleservices. They provide assistance with the 311 calls for the city. Those company is still hiring. We recruit on a weekly basis. I did receive 3 emails already. So anybody who's interested, you can again email me, and I will have a date and time for you to get screened. Well, first get registered, then get screened and interviewed for it early next week. So anybody who's interested in that can email me, and I will be sure to get you all set up.
Okay, great. Another question: how can I renew my 8 and 6 hour license and 16-hour license? How can I renew my 8 and 16-hour license? I think that's for the security jobs, right? Do you have any type of training that that person can participate in, or do they have to renew the license by themselves?
So from the Workforce1 perspective, unfortunately, when an individual wants to receive our individual training grant, unfortunately, we can't piece it, meaning just 8, just a 16, or just a license. It has to be the entire packet altogether to go through our process. I do know that there are companies looking to get back up and running post-COVID to offer the trainings. I personally do not have any that are ready to go right now. Not sure if my colleagues have any information there. I know we all work with security companies and providers, but I personally don't have any at this very current point in time, specifically for the 8 and 16.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's for all the centers, what Daniel said, not just for the 8 and 16. It has to be the entire package for the individual training grants.
Yeah, I agree with Nancy and Daniel. It's the whole package in order for them to be eligible for the individual training grant. There are sometimes people have their license and they need their 8-hour and they do it on their own. But our ITGs are for the whole package. It doesn't separate the 8 and the 16 versus the license.
Okay.
There are
Go ahead.
community-based organizations that work with HRA. So if someone is eligible, they will cover the cost. So that could be something they can look into as well. And eligibility would be to be receiving SNAP benefits and cash assistance. But it varies depending on the community-based organization and where the individual resides.
Okay, great. Thank you. Another question. I think we answered the question about the 311 positions, but another question about the HHA positions. Where are they located in the Bronx? Anybody can help with that?
This is Adrian from the Bronx Workforce Ones. So we didn't present on an HHA position in the Bronx today. I know we do have them, but I think they are home care positions, so they would be reporting to an individual's home. But I have to double check. If that person is interested in an HHA position in the Bronx, they could just email me and I'll follow up.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And there is also a question about the plumber helper positions. Can you repeat that information?
Sure. So just to give a quick overview, for the plumber helper positions, it's assisting the technicians with a variety of different tasks. So that can be on a construction site, and you would also help with service calls as well. So again, the position pays $17 an hour or more, depending on your experience. And the company is based in Brooklyn, but they have job sites throughout all 5 boroughs.
Okay, great. Another question about the MTA subway cleaner. Are there any specific requirements for the subway cleaners?
Yes, so you do ideally they want individuals who have had a experience within power washing in the past. We've had people who've interviewed with a maintenance background and have went through. So as long as you have a cleaning and or maintenance background, you're able to interview. Ideally, they are looking for the power washing component to be there as well.
Okay, and thank you. And another question about the part-time interpreters positions. The interpreters positions are full-time or are they also part-time?
I am doing it for the Queens Center, and our positions for the interpreter are full-time.
What about the Washington Heights positions?
Our positions are in collaboration with the Queens Center, and they're full-time.
Okay, thank you. A question about, do you offer ITG for medical biller, coder, and how do I apply?
Do we have Letty on?
Yes, the medical biller and coding training is currently not available, and that is provided by our community partner, LaGuardia Community College. You could still visit our website and apply. So when it does reopen, you will be contacted by the Department of Small Business Services.
Okay.
Thank you, Letty.
Thank you. And another question about IT. Any companies hiring for entry-level IT roles that you know of? Okay, we might not have this information at the moment. And a question about for Monet. Are there any positions on Staten Island, at the Staten Island Hospital?
So for positions within, there are a few different hospitals on Staten Island. So Staten Island University Hospital or just hospitals in Staten Island in general. Either way, you can send me your resume, and that's going to be MRAN as in Nancy, KIN as in Nancy S. There are positions available. We have some clerical, some janitorial positions. So for the most part, they've been looking to hire a lot of licensed positions such as CNA or RN. And those opportunities are being screened through our healthcare center, which is also on a call. If you're looking for something that's not a clinical position, such as unit clerk, janitor, it's food service, transporter, etc., just send me your resume, please.
Marzena, it's Ulysses. I just wanted to add regarding the IT position, if I can. Uh, those positions usually are ones and twos. There isn't, a need for, let's say, 100 IT people, but they do, you know, come into the centers every so often. So if someone's interested, the best thing is to become a workforce member. And then as those positions arise, at least they'll be in the system with their experience, and we'll know their experience and their skill set. And when those positions come and we source for candidates, they'll be in the system and, they'll be engaged.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for this advice, Ulysses. So would it be advisable for everybody who is interested in position that might not have been mentioned here to become the Workforce1 member and kind of be in the system for other opportunities besides the one that you have listed?
Definitely. As we were speaking, I just received 10 new positions that we'll be working on in the upcoming week. So there's always new ones changing. So they should register, and you can see all the center's opportunities that way. And Marzena, I'm going to send you my list of additional opportunities as soon as the event is over.
Fantastic. And we'll share it probably by tomorrow or over the weekend.
Perfect.
Thank you, Nancy.
Hey, just real quick, just something that will make life a lot easier for everyone. Here at Upper Manhattan Workforce One, we have a landing page where I know Yuli has the link, so he can most likely share it in our chat, so he can give it to the participants. The best way, if you want to connect with a recruiter from Upper Manhattan Workforce One or Brooklyn Workforce One, we all have landing pages where you can go to our page, click on the link, and then you'll be able to register right then and there as well. All right. And then a recruiter will contact you directly based upon the opportunities that you are interested in. So that would make life a lot easier.
Great. Thank you, Anthony. And a couple of more questions. What is the bilingual customer service position mentioned by Nancy in Queens? English, Mandarin?
It's Cyricom, the same one that Washington Heights is working on. That's Cyricom, and it's Cantonese, Mandarin, or Spanish. And they could send their resumes if they're interested going through Queens. They could send it to me, and I've already received some emails. And just make sure to register at the landing page, so that way we could have you set up with an interview with the account manager for Cyricom, and then you could, if you're qualified, you'll go to a second interview with the employer.
Marzena, can I say one more thing?
Of course.
So for everyone, as we work together, NYPL and Workforce1 in this great event, I want to make sure that if you are engaging the centers, just let them know that you heard about our services through this event, so we can keep track of our successes and learn from future events. So this would be very helpful. As you're applying or sending your resumes to the staff, let them know, I was just on the NYPL Career Fair event, and here's my resume enclosed, so we can know that we got to meet you through this event and see, how many lives have we impacted through this event.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's a great idea, Ulysses. And the NYPL team just shared in the chat the link to Workforce1 landing page. So this will be a great start for everybody to sign up and become a member and get all other information as it's coming in. There are still a couple of other questions. There was a question about if any of the jobs that you might have or presented are part-time jobs. And then just a couple of other questions, so can think through them as I'm talking. How many years of experience does one need for MTA cleaning position? And also, there was a question, no, I think you answered the question about the language interpreters, right? They're all full-time. Yeah, so
Yes.
experience needed for MTA cleaning position, and also if any of the jobs that you have listed are part-time. And also there was a question before, what is the age limit? Is there an age limit for the veterans positions?
Hi, for veterans is the same as everyone, 18 and up. No age limit, you know, just have to be 18 and up.
Okay, any part-time positions that you can think of?
Hey, hello, this is Daniel. So usually we do operate and work with part-time opportunities. It's a little different now during COVID. A lot of the employers that are up and functioning are looking for full-time. I'm speaking primarily for the ones that I'm familiar with. I'm pretty sure that's across the board. So the answer for that would be prior to COVID, we have, but until everything kind of gets back open, it's primarily going to be full-time opportunities.
Okay, and there is a person interested in the advanced computer training through ITG. Is that available?
I think we're getting back to being up and running slowly, but it's getting there, back to the ITGs as the schools are opening up. I know there's a couple of security training schools that have opened up, and we are also working with IT training grants. If the person sends me an email, or I see Daniel might know, I could get more information from him as to the status of the ITGs right now.
Yeah, Nancy summed it up. Well, we're starting with security across the board. There will be a time when that's when open back up, but we unfortunately don't have a specific date and time in which we can provide that. We can definitely let you know once it gets back up and running for that particular ITG.
Okay, great. And then OSHA training. Do you guys know of any OSHA training, perhaps through also ITG, or any free OSHA training?
Sure. So Workforce1 doesn't offer the OSHA 30 training, but we do partner with a number of organizations that offer OSHA 30 training for free. So feel free to shoot any one of us an email, and we can recommend a organization that's closer to you in regards to that OSHA 30 training.
Okay, great. And also another question for all the boroughs. For any of the boroughs, do you hire employees with IEPs?
Can you give me what that acronym is for?
Yeah, I would like to know that.
I don't want to make an assumption. So,
because we, for us, it's an initial assessment. I think. Well, all right.
Okay, so if we get clarification, I'll let you guys know. Okay, question. What qualifications are necessary to become a Workforce1 member?
So, okay, go ahead.
No, you got it, Yuli. Go right ahead.
Okay, so you know, you need to be 18 years old, and you need to be a resident of New York City again, but we will help other people. So that's it. Once they do an online registration, a career advisor will get in touch with them, and they will get an initial assessment to guide them through what their next step is in the system. In some cases, some people, you know, are ready to meet with a recruiter because their resume is intact. They know what position they want. In other circumstances, someone needs extra resources. So we have acing the interview, also remote resume workshops to assist them to get them there. But did I miss anything else, Nancy? I think I got that right?
That sounds pretty complete.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so in the meantime, we got a clarification from Luisa and Kathy about IEP, and it is individualized education program. So do you have any work opportunities for students that have special needs?
Yes, we do. I mean, we work with plenty of partners, Access VR and similar organizations who refer customers with some type of disability. So yes, we do. We have employers that are open to that, but obviously depending on the individual, that would be a case-by-case conversation with their particular customer.
So Daniel, would you recommend that a person contacts Access VR first?
They don't have to, no.
They don't, okay.
They can come directly to us. I would just give an example as to the organizations we work with, but no, they don't have to.
Yeah, Daniel, that was perfect. Also, when it comes to that, we look at just making sure that we explain the position and what are the tasks that are needed in that position. And as Daniel stated, we work with Access VR, AHRC, many different organizations that have resources for that population.
Okay, question, background-free jobs. I'm not sure what that might mean. Maybe when people do not have a job experience yet.
I'm wondering if they meant background friendly. I hope they did, because that's
background friendly, yes.
Myself and Adrian who are on this call. So yes, part of the there's two centers, one in Brooklyn, one in the Bronx, who have a particular unit and team specifically for background friendly opportunities, along with trainings within that for individuals who can benefit from it. So yes, if anybody has a background, or know somebody who has a background looking for employment, although every Workforce1 center can assist, there are two particular teams, again, one in Brooklyn and one in the Bronx, that work specifically with that population.
Okay, great, thank you. And then a question, someone lives in Queens, but is interested in jobs in Manhattan. What center should they register with?
Staten Island. That was a joke.
Sorry, Daniel. Sorry, I know we're gonna say the same thing anyway, Daniel. They can just register and go in and look at all the jobs for the Queens workforce, the Brooklyn workforce, the Manhattan workforce. We, right now we're sort of geocentric, right? But we do have positions, we each have positions in other boroughs.
Not restricted to any center based on where you live. You're open to any and all.
Right, and once you register with one, you're registered for all of them.
Perfect, perfect. Yep.
Okay. There is also a question about no high school diploma, and no experience, no prior experience. Any recommendations for jobs that you might know of?
We will have to meet that individual and obviously have them sit with the team first, whether it be the business services or career services team, to kind of build that up. But we've had plenty of times, I'm sure my colleagues have as well, where individuals came in with such a background and still were able to get employed. But we would have to meet the individual first and go ahead and set them up that way.
Yes, I agree with Daniel on that. They'll come in and meet them. I did just get an opportunity sent to me, but by one of my account managers. It's a seasonal job for the U.S. Tennis Open in Flushing as a ball runner. The only qualifications, you must be able to run and in various weather conditions, bend, stand, and kneel for long periods of time, and must be able to commit to working 7 days a week for 4 weeks in 8 to 12-hour shifts. So if you're interested, please send your resume and register.
Great. And another question about a job for a 15-year-old. Any jobs that you offer would be suitable for a 15-year-old?
For the workforce, I know that the minimum age is 18. Sorry.
Yep. Got to be 18.
Okay. And also, could someone talk about the FEMA positions one more time?
Yeah, could one of the vet reps talk about the FEMA positions?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the position is for admins and for administrative assistants. The position pays $26 an hour. It's like a 9-month opportunity, 6 to 9 month opportunity. You get $1 raise per every 3 months or whatever. Um, for me, for that position, once again, I feel kind of bad because I have to be biased towards my position. For my center, I am currently only recruiting for that position for veterans and spouses of veterans. I know the Workforce1 in the Bronx is also working on that opportunity. I don't know if it's for vets or non-vets as well. So if you are a vet, then I can definitely speak to you about that opportunity as well. If not, then you can reach out to the Bronx Workforce1 system and they can give you more information on how would you be able to apply with them.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. And I think this could be also a question for you. What are the 311 qualifications and how many positions are open and what are the shifts?
This is Daniel. For
Daniel.
the 311 opportunity, the qualifications are you have to be able to type, I believe it's 35 words a minute. I'll get the exact number, but you just have to be able to type, be able to annotate the information as you receive it. There is a test that they but they do put you through to make sure you're proficient to do so for that position. And then for the shifts, there is a morning 8 to 4, afternoon 4 to 12, and an overnight 12 to 8. You have to be able to do one of those particular shifts.
Okay, great. And the question, how does one renew the Workforce1 membership if it was established a few years back?
I believe if you have not been active in the system for 6 months, you just have to re-register.
Yeah, and the reason for that we want people to re-register after 6 months is because things change within a person's life, especially during these times. And we want to have the most current information and the skills that person maybe had obtained within those 6 months. So as Nancy stated, they would have to go to an intro to services to get re-registered.
And during this current time, you can do all that online. Once you apply on the landing page, all that will be done for you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're almost on the top of the hour, so we have maybe a few minutes left for additional questions. If there is anything else that you would like to ask, and that's a question to the participants, also the panelists. If you would like to share anything that maybe we have not discussed during the whole panel, but you feel that, okay, this is something that people always struggle with, something that, an advice basically that would make the application process easier or the contact process with you easier. What could you share, if anything?
I do want to answer, as I'm going through the questions, I see there was one individual asked, can I apply for a security position if I have a background? So you do need a license to be able to work within a security company. But that being said, individuals with misdemeanors or depending on the felony, and also depending on how long ago it was, have been approved and received licenses before. So you would have to just apply for that particular license in Albany, and then wait to see if it gets received. But it has happened in the past, just to answer that question.
Okay, great. And payroll positions, administrative payroll positions in social services or hospitals.
Again, those positions for payroll clerks and other positions that fall within those sectors come every so often in a need of maybe 1 or 2 or less. Again, I would say that if you don't see that now, which is basically the positions that we have mentioned in most of the slides are what we call bulk positions. I would recommend that you do sign up to Workforce One, become a member, get your experience, your resume uploaded into your profile. So when those positions come up and we're looking for people that are interested in those positions and that have the qualifications for those positions, you will get engaged at that point.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ulysses. All right, so we are at 2 o'clock. We have allotted a little bit more time for Q&A, but I think we are kind of at this point satisfying everybody's questions. Well, no, there is one more question here. Customer service and food service positions.
For Queens, I actually just received some food service positions a couple minutes ago. They're all for JFK Airport in Queens with a company called Sodexo, and they need a bartender, which must have 3 years of hospitality service experience, a cook, 3 years again of cooking in a high-end restaurant, and knowledge of culinary verbiage, as well as back of the house dishwasher and utility worker must have 1 year dishwashing experience and must be able to lift 50 pounds. So again, you can send me your resumes for those, and please register in the landing page.
And to add to that, as the state and the city particularly begins to open back up, especially here in Brooklyn, we are always involved with food and hospitality. So we're looking forward to the restaurants and the hospitality industry open back up. But that would be obviously in line with phase 3 and phase 4, and as that continues into the summer. So please be in the system with us so we can engage you when the time is ready. But as of right now, it'll be happening slowly but surely, parallel to as the city begins to open back up. I also see a question there, do's and don'ts for virtual interviews. Every center has interviews that we can assist and answer those questions with our career services team. I believe we actually all have pivoted to, in our ACE to interview workshop, to specifically mention the virtual component due to our current climate. So once you get registered, you can definitely get set up with one of our ACE to interview workshops, which takes place in any of the Workforce One centers.
Okay, great. So there's also one question about the manager of institutional partnerships position. Could someone speak to that? Maybe a little bit about the requirements? Manager of institutional partnerships.
Anthony, that's the position for Upper Manhattan. For the institutional partnership position, I know that they need a degree and they also require some experience in dealing with nonprofit organizations. I have to get a little bit more information, but if someone is interested in that position, please forward your resume to me, Ulysses, and I will gladly get you that information. Just forward it to myself and to Anthony Benson as well.
Okay. Someone said, I joined the panel a bit late and I wanted a list of the panelists' emails. Yes, so we will, the list is being shared through the chat. So if the NYPL team could reshare the link of the open positions, which also includes the email addresses of the panelists. We will also share this post the event in an email that will also include the recording of the of our presentations. Okay, and there is a question about when does the library going to open up? So we are really working very hard to open the libraries, and I believe there is a communication coming from the library very soon about our plans for next few weeks. So stay tuned. Check back the library's website. I'm sure there will be information about that coming up as well. So yes, thank you so much for your patience with waiting for the libraries to open. As you can see, we're working very hard virtually, and we will love to have you back physically in our locations. Okay. Alrighty, so I think this will be the last question that we have for today. Thank you so very much to all 17 fantastic Workforce One's presenters for joining the fair and presenting this the information and all those opportunities to our participants. Like I said, we will follow up with an email to all of you with this information as well. And yeah, and thank you for being present at our first ever virtual career fair.
Yeah, Marcina, thank you for having us. We're excited. I am already receiving several resumes. I'm sure, other people on, my colleagues on the panel as well. And we want to thank you as well for working with us as a system, as always, and assisting the communities in all the 5 boroughs.
Yes, thank you so much, Marzina and Kathy. This was excellent. It was definitely one of the most organized and best volume of participants since we went virtual. And thank you, Ulysses, for the invite so much.
Yeah, and thank you, the NYPL team who is working diligently behind the scenes, sharing the links and running the Zoom platform for all of us. We could not do this without you. So I'm just going to wait for the NYPL Zoom team to tell us how we are closing the presentation. And everybody have a fantastic end of the day. And we hope to see you at other fairs, virtual or in person, in the near future, hopefully.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for having us.
Take care.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Thank you.